Decoy. Decoy is a tactic that lures an enemy piece to a specific square, where it gets ambushed and captured. In this position, white sacrifices a pawn to lure the king out into the open. And from this position on, losing is impossible for white, excluding Martin. Overload. Overloading happens when a piece is given too many responsibilities at the same time and cannot execute them properly. The black knight is defending both the queen and the bishop at once. However, if white takes the queen, the knight becomes overloaded, meaning it can only do one thing at a time, either stay there defending the bishop or recapture the white queen, leaving the bishop undefended. I hope you already know which is the better option. Discover attack. Discovered attack happens when moving one piece uncovers an attack by another piece. Take this as an example. Now the knight is blocking the rook from attacking the queen. If the knight moves anywhere, the block will be cleared, enabling the white rook to attack the queen. Rock on 7th rank. Placing rooks on the 7th rank can be a devastating tactic, as they can attack pawns and pieces, cut off the enemy king, and coordinate with each other to threaten checkmate. Check this. When these two rooks are coordinated, they can gobble up almost all the pawns, immobilizing the king and completely paralyzing black. This is a huge advantage for winning the game. Fork. A fork happens when a single piece attacks two or more of the opponent's pieces at the same time. In this position, white can move this knight here to fork black's rooks, which leads to a material advantage. Pin. A pin occurs when a piece is attacked, and moving it would expose a more valuable piece behind it. Pins can immobilize an opponent's piece, making it an effective tool for gaining a material advantage. Skewer. A skewer is similar to a pin, but in reverse. The more valuable piece is in front and must move, leaving the less valuable piece behind exposed to capture. Mating net. A mating net is when you restrict the king's movement so that delivering checkmate is easy if given the opportunity. For example, in this situation, the black king has two squares to move to, but by putting the knight on c6, we restrict the only two moves the black king has. Then, if we manage to deliver a check on the next move, it will be checkmate because the king has no legal moves left. Perpetual check. Perpetual check is a situation where one player can put the opponent's king into check continuously, and the king cannot escape the checks. This results in a draw and is a tactic to avoid losing when behind on materials. Deflection. A deflection is a tactic that forces a piece away from a specific duty or square that is important. In this position, the rook is being defended by two pieces, so taking the rook wouldn't have a significant advantage. However, we can deflect one of its defenders to achieve checkmate. Interference. Interference occurs when a player interposes a piece between an enemy piece and its defender. As a result, the other player can no longer guard the attacked piece and usually faces a significant material loss or even checkmated. The bishop is now attacked by two pieces, but it has two defenders, so it's safe. However, if the queen captures here, we can interfere between the bishop and queen, making it attacked by three pieces, and the queen can no longer protect it. Ultimately, it's going to be captured since it has only one defender. Undermining. Undermining, also known as removal of the guard, is a chess tactic in which a defensive piece is captured, leaving one of the opponent's pieces vulnerable. In this position, the knight is defending the bishop. If the knight weren't there, the bishop would be free of charge. By capturing the knight, we can remove the defender of the bishop, allowing it to be taken for free. It also known as removal of the guard, Zugzwang. Zugzwang is a situation where any move a player makes will worsen their position. Look, this position is a good example. No matter what black plays, white wins easily. But what if black doesn't make a move that doesn't hurt them? In chess, you can't skip a turn, which forces black to make a bad move. Stalemate. Stalemate happens when a player's king is not in check, but has no legal moves to play. In this position, if this rook weren't here, it would be stalemate. Therefore, we sacrifice the rook. After he takes, This will result in a stalemate draw. A draw is better than losing, but what if he didn't take? We just sacrifice the rook until he does. It's like chasing the girl of your dreams who doesn't care about you. Double check. Double check is when a king is put in check by two pieces with a single move. The only way to escape a double check is to move the king, because you cannot capture or block two pieces at the same time. Battery. Battery is a classic tactical motif that involves aligning two or more pieces on the same file or diagonal so they can work together to exert pressure on a specific square in the opponent's camp. Sacrifice. A sacrifice happens in chess when one player intentionally gives up material to achieve a larger goal. Simplification. Simplification is the act of exchanging pieces with your opponent to make the game less complicated. Waiting move. A waiting move in chess is a non-committal move that maintains the position while forcing the opponent to make a decision. In this position, we wait for the king to move to this square, which is automatic and easy. If we don't wait, guess what happens? A stalemate, or the king can easily escape from the mating net. What is a mating net? You gotta be kidding me. Desperado. Desperado piece is one that is already doomed to be captured, but seeks to inflict maximum damage before being taken off the board. This knight is being attacked, and there is no safe square for it. It's better to die fighting against the enemy's army. It's like dying better.